Community Mindfulness is a weekly 20-minute videocast of guided mindfulness practice. I'm the volunteer leader, Andrea Marion, yoga and mindfulness teacher since 2004. I live and work in Burlington, Vermont. So how does community mindfulness work? Well, you sit quietly and do very little, actually. Follow the suggestions that I give or practice what feels comfortable to you. A focus on the breathing or notice thoughts and let them go. In this non-doing, a natural receptive capacity for awareness and joy arises, however subtle or small. We start to notice that it feels good to be in the present, connected to what's happening. With practice, it's like blowing on a small flame. Mindfulness in everyday living gets stronger and stronger, and we are lucky to have this capacity that builds and supports safety, freedom, peacefulness, and well-being for ourselves and others. There's a sweetness, joy, and beauty in the moment. So let's begin. So tonight for community mindfulness, we will practice a certain sense of clarity that comes from knowing that a lot of the thought in our minds is discursive thought and unnecessary and not so useful, and that we can practice setting that aside and coming into a place of where clarity and wisdom does abide. And as we learn to do this more and more, we can allow this process of being in that space of clarity or wisdom. And some people like images and think of it as, a lake or a big space. Um, um, or just an open spaciousness. And from there, once we learn to rest there, then there's so much healing and well-being that can come forth from that place, not only for ourselves, but for others. So we'll practice abiding in that place of clarity tonight so that we know how to do it next time we get stuck on that hamster wheel. So let's assume a meditation posture, which for us is could be seated in a chair, a sofa, on a cushion, or lying down. It is a comfortable and relaxed position. And it also is a position that says, I mean business. I am now going to practice mindfulness. So I will have respect for how I hold my body in a relaxed and yet alert and open position. So sort of scan. We're going to start at the crown of the head and over the right side of the skull. Just check in as I mention these parts of the body. Just take your attention there and allow some awareness and perhaps relaxation or alertness as needed to come to that area. So the right side of your head, the left side of your head, the whole of the face, the front of the neck, from the chin to the breastbone, the back of the neck, the neck from the right ear over the shoulder to the shoulder joint, the top of the right arm, the elbow, right elbow, the lower right arm, the top of the hand, the palm of the right hand. And then take yourself through from thumb to pinky finger and feel each finger from base to tip as best you can. And then take your attention from the tips of those fingers to just under the left ear, and that space from the left ear down to the left shoulder. And the top of the left shoulder, or the top of the left arm. And the left elbow. And the lower left arm. And the top of the left hand. And the palm of the hand. And then take your attention from your thumb to your pinky finger and feel each from the base to the tip as best you can. And then take your attention from the tips of the fingers to the top of your right shoulder and feel the right half of your chest. In your awareness, just anything that's there. There may be some warmth or some tingling or just awareness. Right half of the chest. And then the left half of the chest. Any sensation at all that your attention, your awareness picks up. And from your sternum over your belly to the groin. And then take your attention again to the top of your right shoulder. And this time do the right side of your upper back, all the way down to the ribs. Just gently feeling whatever is there. And the left side of the back, from the top of the shoulder to the bottom of the ribs. And then the lower back down to the tailbone. Many of these places you can bring some relaxation to. And then take your attention to the top of your right hip. And be aware of the top of your right leg, front and back. And then the knee joint. And the bottom of the leg, front and back. And the top of the right foot up to where the toes begin. And the heel of the right foot. And the sole of the right foot. And then as best you can from big toe to pinky toe, take your awareness from the base to the tip of the toe, one at a time. And then take your awareness from the tip of the toe to the top of the left hip. And feel the top of the left leg, front and back. And then take your attention to the left knee. And the bottom of the left leg, front and back. And the top of the left foot. And the heel. And the sole of the left foot up to where the toes begin. And then as best you can, feel each toe from the big toe to the pinky toe, from the base to the tip. You really have to focus, have a orientation, a little bit of determination to direct your attention to those toes. And then take your attention from the tips of the toes to your right seat. And then your left seat. And then take your attention to your breathing, the physical sensation of breathing. Either feeling physical sensation at the tip of the nose, the rise and fall of the chest, ribs, or belly. You can pick one of those areas to focus on, or feel a global physical sensation of the breath. And then notice if there isn't some sense of relief or pleasure in just noticing the breath. Surprisingly easy to feel well-being and goodness by just pausing to notice the breath, the nourishing inhale, the relieving exhale. Surprisingly, astonishingly, a sense of relaxation can arise, a sense of relief, a sense even of pleasure or joy, just to be breathing. If your mind wanders into discursive thought, your favorite or any flavor, it's okay, minds do that. Just bring it back to a sensation of breathing. Breathing is access to well-being. Breathing, a focus on the breath, is the doorway, the access to focus and concentration. The on-ramp. Notice if there's a sense of clarity, unclutteredness, friendliness, perhaps, subtle, however it may be, to the quality of the mind. Very good. And now we'll practice some loving kindness. Imagine yourself as loving kindness. You are loving kindness. Different words make sense to people. So you are loving kindness, you have loving kindness, you are capable of loving kindness, you offer loving kindness, whatever word resonates with you. Imagine yourself being loving kindness. And see if that doesn't even just begin to bring a little smile to your face or a smile to your emotions. My nature is loving kindness. What a beautiful thing. I don't always live there, but I have that. I am that. So in your seat, settled in this resting place, and enjoy loving kindness suffused through your body, mind, and spirit. A softness, a settling place, a rest. And then direct that loving kindness to someone or something that's very close to you. Offer that great gift of loving kindness to someone close to you. Someone dear and near, someone present or past. With all your intention and awareness, focus and concentration, offer out that loving kindness to this person, this being. and offer this loving kindness that you are, that you have, to someone or some being that is challenging. Doesn't have to be the biggest challenge in the world. It can be a minor one. Allow this offering of loving kindness to change you, to switch over any discursive thinking about this person or being into that great holding place of friendliness and peace, despite challenges. Not that we make the challenges or differences go away, but we can hold them from a home, a settling place. Very good. And then offer your loving kindness to your communities, those you know, your neighborhood or your clubs or groups or people you work with or volunteer with. Offer out that loving kindness to these communities of people with all your intention. Very good. And then you can go, I'm not so big on political boundaries these days, but you can do the state of Vermont. What I've started to do is just the area that has um, the rain, the sun, or the snow that I do. An area that's as large as a state or maybe a little larger. Those who experience being Vermonters like you offer your loving kindness, or those who are experiencing the same weather conditions. Offer them loving kindness. Include the flowers in their gardens, the trees on their land, the beings of the land, the waters, the hills. Offer it all, loving kindness, to people and all beings of this area. Very good. And then we'll go to the continent of the Americas. Canada, North America, the USA, Central America, South America. This great continent that is called the Americas. All the beings, all the people, everything that exists here, offer out your loving kindness. If your mind starts to wander, bring it back to these beings in the Americas. Neighbors, friends, people and beings like us. And then we'll go a step further and offer loving kindness to all beings and people in the natural world of the earth, the waters and the lands and the mountains, the people and the animals and the plants and the insects, all that is the earth, valuable, with respect. We offer out loving kindness. And then perhaps a bit of a reach for some of us. We offer out loving kindness to infinitude. You can call it the universe or all that is. Sometimes this space can feel empty, not in an unpleasant way, but in a very spacious and open and inclusive way. All that is, all spaciousness. Notice the clarity of mind, the hints of subtleties, of peace or friendliness, belonging that may come with this practice. And the more we rest here, the more it can grow and be part of our lives that, like a useful crop, will crowd out the weeds of discursive thought, fears, fantasies, memories, worries, planning. And then to the count of 5, we'll bring ourselves back in. 5 from big open spaciousness. 4, loving kindness to the earth and the Americas. 3, to the area, our region that we identify with. 2, to our communities. And 1, both to those who challenge us and love us. We'll put those in the same basket. And we can open our eyes and finish our practice. So this is a practice that we can do at any time, sort of a micro hit practice while we're waiting at a red light or to cross a street or with our hands in dishwater. We can practice any of these 3 techniques we did tonight, which was awareness of parts of the body scan, awareness of the breath, the access, the pathway, the on-ramp, or a loving kindness practice. 3 very powerful techniques for coming home to the present moment, to that resting place, and for redirecting ourselves from discursive thought. So thank you for joining us for Community Mindfulness this week. It's a weekly show on CCTV Burlington. Thank you to everyone there for sponsoring Community Mindfulness. And if you have any questions on the live practice, you can email me at andreamarion193.com. You can also put comments on your experience on the YouTube archive. And we'll see you next week.